Hello guys, my name is Cyber33 and in this tutorial we are going to create 3 different GUI with Tkinter in Python. The first one, you will learn about basic concepts like how to create 2 windows. In the left one you will learn about labels, colors, fonts and grid method to specify place of each object. In the right one, you will see how to work with buttons and text entries. And in this window, we'll use pack method to specify place of each object. You can type something in your entry, then you can print it by pressing this button. In the second project, we'll create a calculator in the easiest way possible. Third project is a database GUI that I used in my database tutorials. But in this one, I simplified the functionality of my program. I just print each entry. After watching this, you can watch my other video to increase your knowledge about databases as well by completing the functionality of this program. If you want to practice, you can download all of these codes from my GitHub. Link is in the description. That's it. Without waste of any time, let us get started. As always, first thing is creating a project folder. You can add an icon file in it, that's optional. Then open this folder on your IDE and create a new Python file in it. Then you can import Tkinter as tk. Define a new variable named root1, which is tkinter.tk parentheses. In this line, I created a new window. Line 456 is optional. Type root1.icon bitmap parentheses inside quotation type mark.ico, which is the name of my icon file. Choose a name for your window by typing root1.title. To specify the background color for your window, you can type root1.config bg or background equals to color RGB code. You can type color name as well. And at the end of your code, you must type root1.mainloop parentheses. This is my window. On top left, I have window name, window icon, and I have my background color. Now I want to add a few text in my window. tk.label inside the root1. Text is 2x2, font is Times New Roman, and the size is 100. Foreground color is white and background color is royal blue. By typing .grid, row 0 means top, column 0 means left, column span is width, row span is height. By typing grid, I just specified the actual place of my label. If you want to change any properties of any widgets in Tkinter, you have to define it inside a variable. For example, this is my label. You must type placement codes in another line, mylabel.grid as before. Then you can change any properties you want by typing mylabel.config. We use this in calculator project. In this project, I don't need it. This is my result. Let's add another label. This one has no column span and row span, which means size is 1 on 1. It is in the row number 2 and column number 2. You can just play with these numbers to see what happens. There's nothing more to explain. Font size is 50 and the text is 1x1. Okay, column 0, column 1, column 2, row 0, row 1, row 2. In this way, you know that this place is row 2, column 0, row 2, column 1, row 1, column 2, row 0, column 2. Let me add 4 red labels to see what happens. There's nothing new, just text is different, color is red, and the places are different, as I said. If you want to practice, don't worry. I put all of my codes in my GitHub. You can download and practice for yourself. But for now, just focus on the concept. And this is the final result. Just like before, I can create another window. Name is root number 2, the same thing, it's the same icon. The name is different, and I have to type root 2.main loop parentheses as well. Now I have 2 windows. In this window, I want to show you another way to locate each object. tk.frame parentheses root 2. I want to use this frame in future, so I define it inside a variable named downFrame. Then I type downFrame.pack side equals to button. The same thing, create another frame on the top. The name is upFrame. Now you can create object inside these frames. For example, my entry equals tk.entry inside downFrame. Font equals to times New Roman. Size is 40, width is 12, border is 10. You can set foreground and background color as well. And never forget to pack your widget. Now I want to add a button on the top frame. So my button equals to tk.button. In the up frame, text is print the entry. Font is Times New Roman. Font size is 35. I just go with default colors. I don't want to change the colors. Border is 10. Command is the function we want to call. When I press the button, it is command equals lambda and my function name. My function is prnt, and it has one element in it, which is my entry.get. My entry.get is the text I put in my text entry. Don't forget to pack the button. This is the prnt function, which I want to call. It gets variable a, then prints it. My second window is completed. This is what happens if I change the size. I can type something on my entry. I can call a function by clicking on my button. Everything works perfect. Create new Python file for your new calculator. Copy and paste these lines. You can change the name and title if you want. root.main loop parentheses at the end. In this project, I use eval function. Eval function gets a string and returns the calculated result. So if I give it 2 star 2 star 3, I must get 12. But for now, let me create 10 buttons for each number. I have a button for each number, and each button calls add function and gives the same number to add function. Add function is empty for now. Row 0 and row 1 is empty. You will see why in the future. And all the placement of each object is just like before. Nothing is new. For example, number 0 is on the row number 5 and column number 0, which means on the bottom left. Now I want to create a button to clear everything and reset the program. X button and equals button to calculate. So I have a calculate function and I have a clear function. X button is on row number 5, column number 2, column number 1, and equals button is on row number 5 and column number 2. Then I create minus, plus, multiply, divide button on column 3, row 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each button calls add function, just like number button. As I said, row number 1 and row number 0 is empty, but you can't see it right now. Let's add a text entry and a label on these rows. I name it top label, and on the row 0, column 0, and column span is 4. Then I have a number entry on the row number 1, column number 0, with column span 4. GUI is completed. I can type in by using keyboard, but functionality is not complete. I have to complete these string functions. Add function with a parameter named a. When I call it, my entry.insert parentheses at the tk.end, which means at the end of my text entry, I will put the variable a. Okay, add function is working perfectly. Now it is time to define clear function. First of all, reset the label text to the default text, which was enter the operations. Then non-entry.delete index 0 to index tk.end, which means delete everything. Finally, it is time to complete calculate function. result equals to str eval numEntry.get. Change the label text to what I had in numEntry. Top label.config text equals to numEntry.get. Delete everything from numEntry. Then insert the result in numEntry. Okay, 33 multiplied by 9 equals 297. Everything is fine. Create new Python file for database project. Copy and paste these codes here. Root.main loop at the end. Change the title if you want. I forgot to change the name for calculator. I need 4 different frames in this project. I create a list. Then each element of the list is a frame. For I in range 4, define variable a to tk.frame in root, then a.pack side equals to top, then top index I equals to a. In this way, I have 4 different frames in one list. You can just define 4 different frames manually like before, but this way using a loop is easier. Then create an entry and a label for username. tk.label inside top 0 frame. Text is user. Font is Times New Roman with size 30. And the pack side is equal to left. User entry equals tk.entry on top 0. Font is the same. User entry.pack side equals left. This is what happens if I run. Do the exact same thing to create another label entry for password. This one is inside top index 1. This one 2. Pack side is left for both. This is my result. Repeat the process for mail entry and mail label. This time use top index 2. Now we have to create 3 buttons using top index 3. For all of them, pack side is left. Let's see what happens. And we have to create 3 functions to call. Print U prints my username, print P prints my password, and print M prints mail. My username, my password, and my email. Everything works perfect. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you learned anything new, don't forget to like the video and subscribe and hit the bell. If you have any questions or any idea, you can leave a comment. See you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.